Ira Isaacs, the filmmaker behind Two Girls in One Cup, has been sentenced by federal prosecutors to 4 years in prison, and of course it's because he supposedly broke obscenity laws.
Yeah.
Now, when I first read about this, I thought, really? I mean, Two Girls in One Cup was one of the most disgusting things that I've ever seen in my entire life, right? And apparently he was known for filming videos like this where women are doing pornography with like human excrement.
German style.
And it's just horrible. But he was making these films from 1999 to 2011. Now, I think the reason why he broke certain obscenity laws is because of the fact that some of his pornography included bestiality.
Yeah. When you pitched this story to me, I was thinking maybe it's the UK, maybe France or something. But when I heard that somebody had actually been arrested on obscenity charges in America in 2012, I guess it would have been at that time, that seems a bit extreme. Now, the video itself is extreme. I still remember. I'm scarred by my first viewing of it, and I was filmed viewing it. It was one of those things. But to be arrested for it? Like you talked about hardcore pornography, so you can show semen being expelled from the body. A woman can female ejaculate on video. So now we're picking and choosing which fluids can come out of which holes.
Well, my question
to
that, and I don't know whether or not this exists. Maybe you guys know, but are there any R. Kelly type pornographies where golden showers take place? There are, right? So for him to get prosecuted just based on the two women doing pornography with human excrement, it wouldn't make any sense. But I definitely do think that the federal prosecutors went after him because of the fact that there was bestiality in some of his pornographies. Now, also keep in mind that prosecutors had to try 3 different times in order to successfully convict him. So it wasn't an easy thing to do, but he claims that this was just his art and that you know, they're violating his First Amendment rights. But animals cannot consent to sex. So I am 100% against bestiality.
They can seem relatively more into it or not into it, but yeah, I'm against people having sex with animals.
Sex. No,
don't have sex with an animal. I totally am there with you. Now, it sounds ridiculous when he says that this is my art, I'm an artist, but there was Piss Jesus, there was, you know, Glenn Beck's Piss Obama thing. Like, people do art legitimately with human waste. And I think that part of it...
They do, but also keep in mind, and I'm not trying to make this case about Two Girls in One Cup. As far as we know, both those women consented to doing what they did, right? So I'm not trying to make a case in that situation. But I guess a counter argument to that would be, well, like Piss Jesus, you're not harming anyone. Sure, you're offending people for sure, but with certain types of pornography, there are questions of exploitation, of abuse. So
yeah, they weren't kids though, and it certainly doesn't hurt that this wasn't just some video on some website. Everybody saw this.
Yes, and by the way, you don't have to be a kid to be exploited. I mean, poor people are exploited in this country on a regular basis, so it isn't far-fetched to believe that some women are exploited when they're poor, and then they get you know, led into sex trafficking or pornography or whatever it is.
Yeah, but I don't know, I mean, I guess it's come to the point where I have to make like the bold statement that I'm against obscenity laws. I know that it's usually a state-by-state thing, but the fact that federal prosecutors are going for this, that seems so weird, and the weird way that we hash out in this country what's acceptable and what's not. Like, I saw Hostel, I watched part of it, and I wish that I hadn't, actually, because it didn't really have many redeeming qualities. And there were some scenes, I saw someone cut someone's eye that had been hanging out of their head, cut the connecting tissue. But you can't show someone pooping on film. The country doesn't know what it should be offended about. It's okay with things it shouldn't be okay with. And I don't want to see more cases like this in the future. This is America. It's 2013. Let's get over it.
I certainly don't. And I would have a bigger problem with this. First of all, I think the sentence is a little lengthy, if you ask me, right? But I wouldn't have had, or I would have had more of a problem with this if the bestiality angle was taken out.
That's true.
If it was just about two girls in one cup and like poop and pee or whatever in pornography, I don't care about that at all, as long as you have consenting adults participating.